If you want a PC build with the RTX 4080 Super and you want to play at 4K or 1440p ultra settings, this video is going to be for you. I will show you the cheapest PC around this RTX 4080 Super, and I will show you the level of performance in case you are a beginner. That way you are able to understand me. All the links to these components will be down below in the video description. With that being said, let's start. For the CPU, we have the AMD Ryzen 5 7600, which is a 6-core processor that is very upgradeable over time because we are on the AM5 platform, which means that down the line, if you want to upgrade to a newer CPU from AMD, you will be able to do it without having to change the motherboard, which in my opinion is a very important factor. On top of that, this is a 6-core processor that you will be able to pair with the RTX 4080 to play at 4K resolution with no issues. It's not going to bottleneck your GPU, and if you want the cheapest PC with the 4080, I think this is the best CPU to pair it with. Then for the motherboard, we have the MSI Pro B650p Micro ATX motherboard. This one is just $120, and honestly it's going to be enough for gaming, especially with the Ryzen 5 7600, and it can also handle faster CPUs like the Ryzen 7 7700 or 7800 X3D. So if you want to upgrade to one of those CPUs down the line, you can keep this motherboard. Then for the memory kit, we have 32 gigs of DDR5 memory at 6000 MHz CL30 timings. This is basically the sweet spot for gaming, content creation, streaming, productivity work, and basically a nice overall PC in the market. It's going for $93 and it's going to give you amazing performance, as I said before, not just for gaming but also for streaming and any other task. Then for the storage, we have a 1TB Gen 4 SSD in the Kingston NB2 going for $62. Honestly, right now the storage market is overpriced and I expect prices to be even more expensive in the near future, so if I was you, I would buy this storage as soon as possible. 1TB is enough for most people. If you ever need more, you have more M.2 slots in your motherboard, which means that you can upgrade your storage down the line if you need more. Then for the graphics card, of course, we have the RTX 4080 Super. I went with the PNY Bird 2 version because it's the cheapest one right now and it's going for $1,120. I hope the 4080 Super goes back to its MSRP, and in that case, the gaming PC is going to be around $120, less expensive than it is right now, but at the moment, the 4080 Super has stock issues and that's why it's more expensive than its MSRP. Anyway, in terms of gaming performance, the RTX 4080 Super on a 12 frame average on ultra settings from TechSpot, and by the way, this is on very high demanding titles. The 4080 was able to average 85 FPS in this test, which is a very smooth number, especially considering that you get DLSS, which is the upscaler technology from Nvidia, and if you turn it on or you lower the settings to high instead of ultra, you can expect 100+ FPS on average on high demanding titles. But of course, it will depend on the game and the settings. And if you want to play easy to run games at 4K, just any esports shooter, you will be able to achieve 200+ FPS on average in competitive settings. Basically, you are getting an amazing PC for gaming, and you can take advantage of this system pretty well for a very smooth experience at 4K resolution. You can also use it for 1440p, but the 4080 Super is more of a 4K GPU, so if you're going to play at 1440p for some time and then you're going to upgrade, that is totally fine. And also the 4080 Super has a very good level of ray tracing on a 10 game average on ultra settings, high demanding titles. Once again, with ray tracing enabled at 1440p, it was able to average 100+ FPS, so you can expect around 60+ FPS on average at 4K with ray tracing on, and as I said before, if you turn on the DLSS, even more. Then for the case, we have the Deepcool CG560. This is an amazing case with 4 pre-installed fans going for $73, and it's going to give you plenty of airflow, which is the main point for a case. And trust me, you do not want to buy a case with no pre-installed fans because it will get more expensive after buying the fans yourself. And you will also have to install them, so it's one less step if you buy a case like this one with plenty of airflow and 4 pre-installed fans. Then for the power supply, we have the Corsair RM750E. This is a 750 watt 80+ gold power supply that's A-tier rated, meaning that it's very good quality, and it's on a discount going for $79. It's usually around $100, so maybe when you are watching this, it's $20 more expensive, and that depends on when you are watching this video. I highly recommend you checking the links in the description for the latest prices. The total price for this system is $1,750, and if you want to make an upgrade, I would consider getting an aftermarket CPU cooler for the Ryzen 5 7600 for around $20 extra. It will look better in terms of aesthetics and it will make your PC less noisy. So I will leave an alternative of a CPU cooler in the description, but the stock cooler is totally fine for this Ryzen 5 anyway, so it's not going to be an issue. This is the cheapest PC I would go with if I wanted the RTX 4080 Super. So if you're looking for a PC with the 4080 Super and you do not want to spend more than $2,000, then this PC is going to be great because it will give you everything in terms of gaming performance. And of course, if you have more money to spend, then I would consider upgrading the motherboard, CPU and CPU cooler combo, and I would go with the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, which is arguably the fastest CPU in the entire market, the Thermalright Phantom Spirit 120 for the CPU cooler to cool down this Ryzen 7, and then the B650 Gaming Plus Wi-Fi MSI motherboard for $180. This is more of a complete system if you make this upgrade, and much better in terms of CPU performance, which is going to be helpful especially if you want to play high CPU demanding titles like Flight Simulator. But if you make this upgrade, the price will be around $2,000, and then it's not going to be the cheapest PC with the RTX 4080 Super. But if you have a budget of $2,000, consider making this upgrade since you're going to be getting better performance overall. And if you want a pre-built PC with the 4080 Super instead, you will have my video on the best pre-built PCs with the RTX 4000 Super series in the top right of the screen, in case you do not want to build a PC yourself and you just want to plug and play. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.